Hi YouTube, this is Rosemary. Hi guys. I had a dream last night. It's really weird. You guys ever had a bully in your life? Well, let me tell you about mine. I know you guys love my stories, and if you don't like them, just turn off this video right now. But I'm going to tell you about my bully. His name was Cal Miller, C-A-L. And I know his full name because he hurt me so bad. It's funny how guys, they're big and they're fat, and yet they think that they have, or these bullies think that they have the right to call you fat. It's funny, you know. What's the difference between a man and a woman? I don't, you know, what's the difference? Fat's fat, right? But in his mind as a child, because he was in the 8th grade at the time, we were in the 8th grade together, he thought he had the right, that was okay. You know, boys can be fat, but girls can't. Weird. And I'm sure we've all had bullies in our lives, guys. But last night I had a nightmare. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to talk about this in my journey because it was very vivid. I went back to my times when I'd catch the bus, and one particular thing that stands out in my mind was the time that my sister and I got on the bus, and all the seats had been taken. She even got a seat, but I didn't. And guess who I was standing next to? Yeah, Cal Miller. And it's funny. Everybody would call him Cal, but behind his back, because he was a big guy. He was a big guy and a fat guy, and you did not want to mess with Cal Miller. And I never called him those names, guys. I really didn't. My sister can tell you. I never called him that because, you know, I just couldn't imagine. Even though he hurt us in many, many ways and called us all kinds of names in front of people, I didn't want to call him that name because I knew what it felt like. I knew what it felt like to be hurt that way. You know, they say that words don't hurt. Well, honey, these words hurt. And I remember one day, like I said, I got on the bus and I was standing there next to him, and he says, I mean, plain as day and as loud as you could, I mean, as loud as you can please, you know. He says, Joe, and Joe happens to be a guy that I liked, and it was in one of my classes. And he said, you know, Joe, the only thing thin about Rosemary is her legs and her arms. Everything else is fat. And I thought, oh, great. And I was standing there, and boy, I couldn't even hardly look his way. I mean, I just kind of, you know, put my head down and was humiliated and ashamed, and I probably turned red and everything. But you know what Joe said? Joe looks at Cal and says, I think she's a very beautiful woman. I mean, girl. I think she's very pretty. Oh my guys. I was like, ah! Inside me, I wanted to jump up and down and go, whoa, he recognized me. He, you know, gave me a compliment. And I got off the bus, and Joe followed me to where we were standing, because the bus would always drop us off early. And the doors didn't open until 8:30. And Joe stood there and he says, you know, if you lost a little bit of weight, you wouldn't be such a bad looking girl. Guys would want to date you. Whoa, that was it, guys. That was the beginning of many diets to come. You remember, Connie, we got on the orange diet, and we exercised, and we ate oranges all the time, and that's all we ever had was the oranges. Funny how we didn't gain weight with all that sugar in us, but we lost weight. I mean, we were starting to look really good, and guys started asking us out, and I think that's, anyway, this is just a short story to tell you guys that sometimes bullies can be so painful that they last in us for a lifetime. He's in my mind, guys, but he doesn't hurt me anymore, and they're just memories. But those memories, wow. It's funny how I never ever was mean to him. I could have been, I guess, but I didn't want to be. You know, because I knew how painful it was. I think now about it, and I wonder, you know, he was just a sad little boy. And you know, guys, How many bullies do we have in our lives now? How many bullies do we have in our lives now? Do you ever find them at the grocery store? You ever find them at your job? What do you do about that bully? You know? I just wonder how sad they really are. And now that we have voice, because now we're adults and we have a voice, could we go up to that person and say, you know, are you just sad? Why do you have to be so mean to me? Are you just sad? Are you a sad person? You know? Or do we just stop and pray for them? I do. I don't know how good that is or how bad that is, but I don't like being mean to people. I just don't. And this is not a show, guys. This is not something that I just say and my sister can tell you, my girls. I just don't like being mean to people. And I just don't see why people have the right or think they have the right to be mean and hateful. Just, I don't understand it. Never will. But anyway, I just thought I'd come on and give you that story about me and bully times. And I had lots of bullies after that. That wasn't the only one I've had in my life, and I've dealt with it the best I could. And like I said, I just, you know, forgive them and go on, because how many people really, you know, if you think about it, and if you try, and you know, the Bible says that vengeance are mine, saith the Lord. He'll take care of them, people. And I believe he does. He really does. So I don't worry about it. I just go on, and I try and live my life happy. I'm not saying that I'm happy all the time, guys, because when it rains, it pours. I mean, things happen to me just like it happens to everybody else. And but it's how we deal with those situations that we can either be, you know, my mom used to say, how did she put it? She used to say that, you know, if we want to be happy in life, we have to make ourselves happy. And she used to say it in Spanish, so I don't know if it lost its translation, but there's a way that, you know, that you can live a happy life, you know, if you want to live a happy life. And it's up to you, you know. How do you deal with situations? So, okay, I'm not rambling anymore. I will get off. But I thought I'd come on. And some people are already missing me. You guys are so sweet. You know, you'll comment and say, hey, do another video. And that's just too awesome. You guys are, I feel like you really are my friends. So thanks for commenting, and thanks for my new subscribers. Love you guys, and I'll be back. Bye, Connie. Love you.